Hi, I'm Bill Auberlen. We're here at the racetrack today. Today we're going to talk about the interaction of the driver and the most important part in the car, the steering wheel. This is where everything translates to us. Everything that we feel through the road comes up to us, and as a driver, this is where we feel it all. So let's take a little bit of a closer look if we could. All the switches are in a carbon fiber mount. Well, that mount is a spaced distance. That's so as a driver, it puts the steering wheel exactly where we want so that we're in a relaxed arm bent position. The next thing you look at, simple, flash button. A lot of times you're coming up behind a car, they might not see you. Well, we got to race against that guy for 24 hours, so you want him to see you. So maybe sometimes you'll touch the button, the computer will automatically flash him 5 or 6 times, and they might catch you out of the corner of their eye, makes your life a little easier. You go on by, you don't trade paint every time, makes things a lot easier. One of the most important buttons, the radio. We are always communicating with the pit, all about the fuel strategy, all about when we're going to pit, what we're going to do. Are we taking on tires, no tires? Are we going to short fill it? Everything is done through that radio. If we lose that radio button and we lose that radio, we are crippled for the rest of the race. It's going to be a problem. Another thing, pit button, if you look down here. We come into the pits as fast as we can on the way into the pits. So you could be coming into Daytona 170 miles an hour. When you get to the first 2 cones that are at the beginning of the first pit, you need to hit that button. You need to be down to 45 miles an hour. This button will make sure your car cannot exceed 45 miles an hour. So you will be right on target. You see when you press it, it activates, it deactivates. The moment I touch it, it tells me what my speed is. Are you green? Are you below 45 miles an hour? If it were red, it would tell me you still have to stay on the brakes to get it down below 45 miles an hour. It is, you go too fast, we're going to be making another pit stop again because we have to serve a penalty. It's critical that we don't make that mistake, but pit lanes can be 3/8 of a mile long when we get to a long one, so you want to be right up to the last 1/10 of a mile an hour, right on target. Here, another important part is the map switch. You know, your street car, it drives to a certain fuel economy. That's the way it's going to drive. Our race cars, on position 2 as a driver, you're happy. That is the power map. That's where it's making every bit of power this motor can make. We switch it to map 3, and that is a fuel economy mode. That's when we're trying to make more laps out of our gas tank. We need to get an extra 2 or 3 laps in order to get what's called an extended fuel window. Maybe it extends that we don't even have to make 1 extra stop in a race. That could make the difference between winning and losing. We switch to position 1. That is a deathly lean map, super lean. We're really conserving, but it's under the caution. It's behind a pace car. It's so lean, in fact, that if we try to race with it, we could blow the motor up. That's why we have an alarm that every 30 seconds will let you know, hey, you're in the caution map, be careful. We go back to the normal race map. Now, you look here, when you look at the steering wheel, which is tied into the dash, you know, you have your engine temp, you have what gear you're in, you have your RPM display. This is the lap time that you just did. This is the predicted lap. This shows you what you're gonna do. And we use that all the time. That way we don't even have to complete a whole lap to know whether a change in the pits was better or worse. This is how much fuel you got left. Critical. We start out with a certain amount of gas. That's as big as our gas tank by the rules is allowed to be. And we push that to the 1/10 of a gallon. And then we got the alarm button. The alarm is if anything goes wrong, oil pressure, it comes up. That's to cancel the alarm. And also, if you look here, when you hold it and you come in for a pit stop, you hold it for 3-4 seconds, it resets the fuel and turns off the reserve fuel pump because you came in on a reserve fuel pump. There's so many functions that are all tied, integrated together, and this gives you a little idea of what we go with. And then the shift lights are up here. That's so we don't really have to keep an eye on the dash and what's going on. Lights go green, green, orange, orange, red, shift to the next gear, and off you're racing. Now, this is a wheel that's in our GS car, which is in the Continental Challenge. If you were in the GT car, it'd be slightly different, but a lot of the same layout, even a little bit more high-tech than this car. Day in the office here with our Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge wheel in the Turner Motorsports BMW M3. Just another day in the office.